action. Okay, so from the clinch position, I already know that my back arm is wrapped and my front hand holds the back and pulls across the kidneys. And I surround one leg with the back foot relatively close to his and the front foot triangulated, which allows me to get around the corner and bury my head and hide it on the chest. And my shoulder is also holding him. I don't want to push too much with my head. And my hips should never be away. They should always be very, very close. And as he moves about, I'm able to hold on by just following him and maintaining a base. And then once I see that he's become a little tired, I can take him to the ground using something called the leg hook takedown. And it looks like this. Okay, what did I do? From the clinch, we already have the criteria established that I'm safe and that I'm not being hit in any damaging way. In order to move this person to the ground, there's a reason I kept my foot triangulated in the clinch. Let's just turn around this way a little bit, please. My foot is triangulated here so that I can do what's called a setup step. I can step a little closer, so that I have a better base to hook this leg. Okay, when I hook, I want to hook calf to calf. I don't want to hook heel to heel and miss it. And I don't want to hook too much and get my leg stuck. I want to just put my calf on his calf and be secure. So from the clinch, I take a little step. It's called the setup step. And this gets me a little closer. If I don't take the setup step, look, it's very awkward to clinch from here. I'm always like reclaiming my balance. Because I don't have the closeness I need. So it's very critical that from the clinch position, when I'm ready to hook and use the leg hook takedown to take my opponent to the ground, I step with a setup step, 1. And now that I'm close, I can hold him and I can start to lift the foot. And look, then I step back again. I sweep and step. And you see here that there's complete and total control. I'm able to hold him in this position, and now I let go. And as I do, my knee goes to the ground, and so do my hands. 1, 2. And then look, this back knee just slides right through. And as soon as I mount, I go as low as possible. Wide hands, stiff arms, knees, and hips heavy. Okay? I clinch, and I'm being thrown around. And now I see that he's becoming tired. So I take the setup step, 1, and I go calf to calf. And I lift the leg, and then step again. Then I let go to allow him to fall, and the knee continues to follow to the ground, right here. So I put my hands down so I don't hurt my knee. And then I drag the other knee through. And I go very wide and low, right away. Okay? Without a partner, it looks like this. Clinch, setup step, hook, and then step. Let go, knee to the ground. And now this drags through. So I can be very low and wide. Let's try this and we'll come back and talk about some details. Okay? Go ahead. Okay, so from the clinch position, when we are sweeping the back leg and stepping, when we're hooking and doing the leg hook takedown, there's a slight spiral that's happening when the person falls. From this position, if I were to let go, right, and show you how Nathan's legs were working when I hooked him with my leg and then step back into my base, what's happening is he's not falling straight back, right? He's falling this way. There's a slight spiral that happens. So this leg is coming off the ground, and look, he's falling all the way over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step, right, as I sweep, I'm going to step to the place where they're going to fall, If I try and sweep and step right away, look what happens. So I set up step and I sweep and step, and look, boom, I fall hard. Now remember that even though they're on the bottom, it's still concrete. It's still my knee going to the ground. It's still potentially my head hitting the ground. There's still that potential that a bounce could occur and I could lose my control. So when you say, is it really possible in a fight to exhibit the level of control that we're talking about here in the practice? Yes, in fact, it's necessary. Because if you don't exhibit that level of control, you will become untangled in the closeness that we've worked so hard to maintain while we were clinching, which is vital because bigger, stronger person, hard to control. We don't have strength on our side, right? We've been outstrengthed, outsped. We don't have the speed, the size, anything that they do, the skill physically, but we do have the jiu-jitsu and the grappling and the self-defense skill. So it's all about closeness, closeness, closeness. If we hit the ground and boom, we bounce up, we lose that closeness, we lose a potential advantage in the fight. And all the work we did will be gone. So let's practice this with control. Notice that when the leg is picked up, there's a slight spiraling motion. See, he's falling over here, right? He's not falling straight back where I would imagine he would fall if I would just push him or trip him or something. So that means that I need to put my foot out of the way. If I sweep and step instantly, right, set up, step, and then sweep and step, I'm going to fall very, very hard. So when I step, I pick the leg calf to calf and lift it up and I step. Look, where they're going to fall. You see the spiral already happening? Now I know that I can let go of him and my knee's going to track right to the ground, followed by my hands, followed by, look, this leg right through. And I can be low and wide. Make sense? Make sense? Okay, so now another important detail is the person who is being clinched, being taken down. If you just stand there like very relaxed and tall and upright, which is not how you'd actually be in a fight, it's going to be very hard for the partner to take you down. Look what happens. If he just stands up straight and normal, I can lift this leg and he's not going to fall. No problem, right? It's because he's making a base and trying to survive that when he lifts up my leg, it's because it transfers all the way. Go ahead and lift. It transfers all the weight and I fall. Okay? So make sure the partner is cooperating. And maybe in the beginning you make it a little easy for him. Maybe in the beginning I'm clinched like this and I do my clinch drill and then I take a setup step and instead of being so heavy and resisting, because that's not a fight, it's training for a fight, there's a difference, Nathan just kind of cooperates and lets me lift the leg and he sits a little bit for me. There. Now I put the hands down, there goes the knee and then the second knee. And I get low and wide. Later on, after we become very comfortable doing that, he can stand in a wider, heavier base. And he can put all of his weight on the foot here, just like he would if he were resisting me. And I can step around, set up, step, and I can still do this. All right? Make sense? Okay, let's give it a try.